I've met many people over the years in the music industry, in business, and all over the place. I'm a very sociable person. I like to speak to people. I've never met anybody so infectious and full of joy as this person that I'm going to speak to now. You need to watch this podcast because I tell you something, you will not feel anything but great after listening to this wonderful lady. Okay, it's amazing what you can do if you put your mind to it, and she demonstrates this with coming from the Ukraine. I think it's incredible what she's doing, and I think you really need to watch it. As I've said, watch it all the way through as well. Going to play a bit of her music at the beginning, and there'll be a bit more at the end as well. So keep watching. Hello, welcome to the David Rich Music Podcast. I finally got used to saying that. I always forget and have to look at the words. Where's she gone? All right, right. And I'm delighted to say I've got a lovely guest with me, Stella Sezon from the Ukraine. You originate from the Ukraine, now in London.
Yeah.
So hello and welcome, Stella.
Hello, David. Thank you very much for the invitation.
No, it's lovely. I've heard some of your music, and I've been listening to it like hell. So I wasn't caught out saying, "Well, no, I've never heard of that one." But I just wanted to start really, if you could sort of tell us a little bit about your background to let people know who you are a little bit. I think that's always a nice thing, a personal side of you.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think I was born a musician because I was a kid and I saw music instruments, and I wanted
Right.
to touch this all the time. And I was 6. I had this opportunity to start to go to music school. I
All
was
right.
allowed, big enough. And then I understood some things, how it works. So I started to write songs right away. But then I had a long journey from the small town in Ukraine, Chernihiv, to here, what actually is like a movie, because I like R&B and soul music, like from the
Right.
beginning, all the time. Yes, and I think it was my direction. First, I moved to Kiev. I studied there in my dream university for singers. A lot of stars studied there, and I was
Right.
so proud. Yeah, it was a healthy, good concurrence in Kiev. But then destiny decided to give me big piece of cake, like experience, music
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
And I moved to Germany for 10 years. I lived in Germany,
Right.
and I had a huge experience. I produced songs, I performed, worked with musicians. I started to teach singing there. Yeah, it was
Wow. So
it was a long journey. It wasn't easy. Ukraine wasn't easy because I had just classical opportunity to study classical music, and
right.
I did this. I'm conductor. I'm choir conductor 2
Are you?
times.
You do the conducting?
Yeah, so
Wow.
I studied classical music.
Right.
Um, but I think later I understood this is amazing thing. This is good because now I like to do drumming, and
Yeah.
I had this rhythms, this harmonies in my ear, in my hands, in
Right.
muscles. So it helps me a lot, and I think my path was very colorful. Wasn't easy, but I'm very grateful where I am now. I've been in London for 3 years already, and yeah, I think this is the best place for me now.
Is it? You enjoy London? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I was in London. I moved away. I couldn't stand it. It was too busy for that. I'm out in the middle of nowhere now. I see about 3 people a day.
That's
uh,
why when I moved, I planned to move here, and I opened my Google Map, and I
right.
was thinking, okay, I want to live here, and I put the point in the middle of London. Yeah, so
Really?
work, live here, and exactly we found the studio and the flat, the apartment
Right.
near from this point. So we're based on
Right.
Holborn. Yeah,
God.
I mean, magic works.
Is that where the recordings are? I've seen on your Instagram where you sat on the roof.
Yes, we have an
Yeah.
amazing rooftop. It's legendary.
Yeah.
It's like
It is.
London vibe. I don't know. It's amazing. I enjoy this place a lot.
It is, I must admit, there's a lot going. If you really wanted to, because this is the other thing I wanted to ask you, really. So, are you wanting to end up being a big star? Is that your aim, or what's your aim in music itself? Then,
Uh, this is a very good question. Since I'm a kid, yeah, my dream is to be a superstar. Like,
right,
um, because of Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, Beyonce, Alicia Keys, these soul
yeah,
people.
yeah,
I wanted to be a diva, and I danced all my life, and
because you
I
dance,
love to perform, to dance, to make a
right,
show.
yeah,
Now I'm older, and I understand this is not a kid's fantasy. I want to achieve, I want to find my place, or I mean, I
yeah,
have somewhere is my place. I just want to get there, whatever it is, where I can explore myself, share my music,
right.
find the people who need to hear this, who can vibe with me. And yeah, I want to find my life in music, or music in my
Yeah,
life.
one way or
Yeah.
another, and
So
the
like, yes,
super
my ambitions are deep.
the superstar bit. I think I've known quite a few people in the music business over the years, and a lot it happens by accident. Or another big thing is, I think you've got what it really takes in terms of being able to talk. A lot of musicians think people just come in looking for them. You've actually got to go out there and put yourself. I know I've gone, and I remember doing an interview on the radio, and because I went and knocked on the door and says, I'm passing, I've got a new song out, I'm in a competition, I want to come in and do an interview. Come in a minute. And they saw the guy that, all right, do you want to go on live? I said, yeah, I'll go in now live. And we went in and did it. And they says, no one ever does that. I says, that's crazy. I says, you've got to get out there and talk. People think, I heard a story, Stormzy, the rap
Yeah.
the rapper guy, right? He was a little bit cunning. He contacted all these record companies, all these radio stations as his marketing manager, not as Stormzy. He says, I've got this fantastic guy, blah, blah, blah. And he got Stormzy into to all these things, but it's himself that did it. But this is really about coming back to yourself, Stella, how you can talk to people. If you can talk to people and go and knock on doors, you'll get, it's not just waiting for somebody to come and find you, because now there's masses of them out there, isn't there? But one thing you have got, and I must admit, I listen to loads of music, absolutely loads, all different types. My leaning is towards, I mean, I love George Michael, but, the old Luther Vandross, all these type soul sounds, really. I listened to your song Euphoria, and I couldn't get out of my head for ages. I was still listening. I'm thinking, I could hear a George Michael vibe in that. I thought it sounded really, I tell you, I think when people hear that, they'll realise what I'm talking about, because it does. And I must admit, the video's fantastic. You're
Thank you very
pretty
much.
cool dancing, because you've done dance, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say you could tell how you move in the video and that, and the confidence you have when you're performing like that. Because I mean, do you ever
Yes.
feel do you feel confident in yourself with your music and when you're performing?
Yeah. I must say this is a very deep question, and I think every day it depends of how big the stage is, how is the mood. But I believe that a lot of artists still has fears, and me too.
Yeah,
Sometimes I think like, oh, I want to go on stage in Albert Hall. But then I'm thinking, okay, why I'm not there if I want? And I face the thing that I'm scared of things that I want. This is a long, long practicing I went through to be true to myself. And so it helps me to recognize my fears and
right.
change them to, because I cannot just throw them all out. I invite like pleasure, and I learned to enjoy everything, not to criticize myself too much, because at the end, I'm alone in my journey. People, they either like or not, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
how do you react then, Stella, to criticism? Bad criticism in particular, or bad comments or anything? How does it affect you? Does it, how do you feel when somebody says something not so pleasant about you? I get loads of horrible things and it doesn't bother me, but everybody's different. I say some awful things. What about yourself? How do you feel?
So this is think what can hurt straight away, and it's important to control mind. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And if it's affected, it's a chance to figure out what is the reason.
yeah,
What am I hurting? So this is the this is the blessing to know myself, to see how I react to critics,
yeah,
and of course, the easiest way to understand this criticism comes from the people who need to do this. So they have their own like blogs, yeah,
yeah,
so the
yeah, totally, totally.
I mean, I'm the person, if I don't like something, I go and
Yeah,
search for what I like. I'm not staying. If I'm staying it means I'm enjoying this, right? So
yeah,
if the
yeah,
people stay enjoying this, so they need this for themselves, so they take it, and I have nothing to do with this, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I must admit, is how we respond, because I know I mean, I've known a lot of singers over the years, and how they feel so hurt by some comments. I'm thinking, but these people that are making these comments, I actually feel sorry for them, because there's
Yeah.
nothing going on in their lives. There's usually a reason behind. I would certainly take criticism from somebody, I don't know, some major star or somebody major in the music industry, who'd worked with the Beatles, Elton John, and all these, and they were telling me that's not very good, or you need to do this. I'd listen, and you take that constructive criticism. But from somebody who's got 2 followers on YouTube saying you're not as good as Chris Martin from Coldplay, somebody called me, I sounded like a drunken whatever, and I says, "You're joking. I'm miles better than Chris Martin." And they said, "Oh, they didn't know what to say about it." It's like, it's how
Yeah.
you react to some of this criticism. It's I know some people are affected, but you can't let it, because it really doesn't. They don't know you, and it's a different world now with social media. And I've noticed you're quite sort of prominent on Instagram. Is that your thing? Is that the way you go about promoting yourself, or how do you promote yourself then, Stella? What's your method, if you would?
I think I'm not good at to promote myself as an artist. I have a I think I'm just waiting of my promotion team, and yeah, I've been posting on Instagram or YouTube some
Yeah,
works.
yeah. I think
I just want to add to this topic, because I'm a teacher. Yeah, I'm a singer and
yeah,
teacher.
yeah.
I've been thinking for many years about topics that my student ask me, and I'm like,
Right,
this is an interesting question, because there
right.
are no stupid questions at all. So the thing is, I say to my students, if you show yourself, don't be scared, because you are in the position. And if you position like I'm Beyonce or I'm the best in the world, yeah, of course you can get criticized. But if
Yeah,
you're like, I learned this song and I want to show you to share, I'm scared a little bit. This is sweet. There's nobody,
yeah, yeah,
everyone will appreciate this. So it's a balance. So if I don't have ego, and I want to share my music, my
yeah.
story, maybe my feelings, then the people either feel with me or not. So it's nothing to criticize, I think.
No, 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 and I think I see a lot of these videos where people upload
Mm.
the video and they've not sung it, and you can tell it's really faithful. It's a big thing for them to try and do, and occasionally you come across one voice, and you think, "Wow, her voice is amazing." There was a young girl I saw, and I says, "Don't be feeling, as though you've got to change anything. Just keep." And this is the other thing. I've listened to your music, and you sing with your real voice, with trying to imitate somebody, because there's a lot that try to. There's a girl at the moment. She's got good voice, but all she's trying to do is sing like Billie Eilish, exactly like Billie Eilish. And I think you've got to be your own person. And
That was my goal. Of course, I was listening and warm up with singers for the whole my life. But then I wanted, of course, to get my voice, my color, and yeah, this is the main goal: to be
yeah,
myself,
be
enjoy myself.
yourself. So whilst you're waiting to be a superstar, when that happens, so are you doing music lessons for people? Do you give lessons or
Yes, I have
yeah.
music school, a studio
Right,
where
right,
I teach singing. I record my students or some newcomers. We have some teachers and we have group individual lessons for piano,
right,
guitar, drums,
right.
and a recording studio. We do videos, photos, yeah, for artists or for the beginners or just for my students. We're organizing events, concerts for them with a live
Right.
band. I love to share this experience with people who who want to experience this a little bit, touch this music, like performances, this professional world, and
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Yeah, and I think I released some of my ambition, of my intention through this. Like instead to work, yeah, I'm investing my energy there now. I recognize this,
right.
but
Okay,
this is good thing because I get feedback and I get stronger in this. Yeah.
right. So do you get a lot from teaching people? It gives you your strength yourself, doesn't it? Yeah. So
Yes.
what age groups do you teach then? Is it children
Actually,
or is it
any
any?
mostly adults,
Right,
25, 40. But sometimes I get the like, I have a daughter 4 years old. Could you teach
right.
her? And I'm like, okay. I believe in this flow. So if somebody comes to me, then I can give something to this person.
Yeah,
Yes. Sometimes at 10 years old or older. Yeah.
right.
We have experience with small children also, like this musical experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Musical development. Yeah.
So that was something on music. Have you done like stage performances for musicals in the past or
For
something like that?
musical
Yeah, for
genre?
musicals. Do you know like theatre? Theatre, have you done?
No,
No, is
for
that not?
musicals, not.
No.
But when I studied in Kiev, we had
Yeah.
different kinds of exams. And
Right.
the last one, the last exam was we should perform something from musical or movie, and it should
Right.
be like theater. And I was struggling, and it was time where the burlesque comes out. This movie.
All right. Yeah. Lady
Yeah.
Marmalade and all that lot. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
another one with Aguilera, but it was like
Aguilera,
a
Christina Aguilera.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking, okay, every girl probably take a song from burlesque or from some princess songs. And then I found that I want to sing from Mowgli. Did the song from Monkey. And I get the costume, monkey costume. And I was jazzy and I had the baloo, my friend playing trumpet, and I get the monkey from choreographer
Right.
pantomime. And yeah, this was my experience. I
So,
like
so
this.
yeah, you thought a little bit out of the box. It'd have been easy. Oh, I'm going to do something from Titanic. Yeah, you
Yeah,
went. No, no, I want to be a
yeah,
monkey.
yes. But I would like maybe in the future I feel this.
Right. So at present, are you doing gigs then locally or nationally or any live gigs yourself? Do you go out?
For now I have like 3 performances in a half year, 4, 5. It depends. Yeah, I'm more concentrated on the business part now.
Right.
Maybe from September I will start So now I can move on a little bit. The school working already, and
Right.
I'm very happy because I give everything there, and it's a pure love place. Yeah, I think I will invest myself more. We planning to go to Software Sound to try to go there, and maybe BBC introduction. This is like my dream, my goal to go
Right.
there, and we'll see. Yeah, in London there are a lot of opportunities.
There's loads of people down in London where, and I think
Yeah,
it's sorting out the ones that are going to be good for you and the ones that talk rubbish. Because unfortunately, it does attract a lot that talk a good story but can't actually do anything. I mean, I get them approach me all the time to, um, I'm going to do this, I can do this, I can do that. But they've done nothing in the past. And I'm very skeptical of some of the sort of promotion work that's out there because it's just fake. But there are some good ones, and it's a shame. There's really good ones. I like this is Biloze. How do you pronounce the name
yeah,
again?
yeah.
Yeah,
Bilozir,
yeah,
Olga.
yeah.
Yeah, she
Just in a
helps me a
way that,
lot.
yeah, just in the approach she had to myself, and I was talking, and I get a lot of these promoters coming to me, and they're just terrible, terrible. And she was just so sweet, and I thought, and she actually cared, and I thought, yeah, she's really different. So I'm glad I sort of exchanging with her and that. And I
She's
think
amazing.
that's the thing. There's a lot of good people out there, and it's finding those. And I think with your music, you do have a great sound, your own sound as well. That's the
Thank you.
important thing, your own sound. Because there's too many sort of repetitive people out there, isn't there? Creating their
Yeah,
own.
thank you. Yeah, I had a vision, or some of my friends from Munich told me, like, try to sing in Ukrainian. And when Corona started, somehow
Right, right.
it starts. I started to write songs in Ukrainian, and now I continue and I combine Ukrainian English. I thought, why
Yeah,
not? We have
yeah,
Spanish, French, Ukrainian is very soft. You can, it works good with singing, and I like this. Yeah, and I
right.
understand this language, and I feel so touched about this actually. But yeah, I enjoy it. I will be happy if some songs, my songs in Ukrainian, can be heard.
Well,
Yeah.
I've listened. I know, because Euphoria, and I keep going back to this one. To be fair, I was just listening to it, just so and then until I realized, I thought, oh, it's not. It's in Ukrainian, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I don't think it always matters, even if you don't understand the language. So, do you think you will ever sort of go back to the Ukraine then?
You never know. I never
No.
dreamt to be in London. I don't feel like this now. I never felt like this, but who knows? Never say
Yeah.
never, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
It's a
it. Yeah. I mean,
beautiful place. I've been there in April.
right.
Wow. The food, the people, the clothes, what they do there, like locals. It's amazing. They have quality, they have taste, they have heart.
I must admit, I'm in connection with a lot of Ukrainian people, and with the society, the British Society for the Ukrainian People, and things like this. I know
Yes.
they invited me to go and sing somewhere, and I will do that in the future. And I look, and I think it's so sad what's going on. But I look, and people are still going on though. They still have a joy about life, and I'm thinking, crikey,
Yeah.
this is. I do. I just want things to be as they should be, for the people of Ukraine. And, I hope one day that we can all be just back to normality. If there is there such a thing as a normality? I don't know. But I know all the Ukrainian people I've come across, I found them very warm and sort of generous in the way they are. And I
Yeah.
think I find that a lot in to be fair, I have more problems with the British people, but there's a
I
real
feel
mix.
that I personally I try to speak with people, to understand them, to be empathetic, and yeah, I think this is why we
Yeah,
all here exist.
yeah, that's it. And we've got to accept we're all different. We all have different things, and
No.
and that's just how it is. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you great person because you have this view, but we're all different. We just should live together and be care for each other. That's the other thing. But I wanted to ask you, what was the other thing? So, so the most important thing, I was going to ask you about instruments because you mentioned the drums. Do you play any other instruments?
Um,
I
I
saw
play
a
piano
keyboard.
since I'm
Do
6.
you? Right,
Yes, I play
right,
piano, and I tried to play guitar, but
right.
it hurts.
There's the
Maybe one
fingers.
day.
Mine are a bit soft at the moment. I haven't played for a while. They
Yeah.
go soft, don't they, the finger ends?
But my dream, my goal is to be
Right.
a drummer, singing and
Ah,
drumming. This is like
wow.
I feel the energy there. I want to do this. I
Wow.
just keep practicing. But I produce. So I produced earlier a lot of beats. So I love
Right.
beats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you use a DAW? What DAW do you use? Do you use your music software?
Now it's a Logic. Before I used,
Right.
we started to work with Fruity Loops, and then
Right.
Cubase. I work in Cubase.
Cubase. I use Cubase. I've been using it for years, and I still don't understand it. I have to still keep watching tutorials. It drives me
Yeah.
mad. I know sometimes I recorded something the other day, and I thought, "Oh, this sounds perfect." I exported it. What's happened to it? It changed the. It was all over the
It's a
place.
universe.
It's so frustrating sometimes. But so you do your own production, and you write all your own songs as well. Then
Yes, I write my songs sometimes with somebody by opportunity, but
right,
yes, most of the time it's different. Sometimes it's the words I pick up, sometimes it's the melody. That's just idea of my recorder. Yeah, it's very different.
right,
Sometimes I sit on piano by the piano and I sing the song straight away. It comes out.
yeah.
I don't know how.
Right. So yeah, that's it. Because I've just done a recent thing. I'm doing a series on songwriting methods. I did one on George Michael, and he says he just doesn't really think about it too much, and he copies a lot. And he says because there's nothing unique in music, and you've heard music, and you just write. Which do you start with the melody first, with the lyrics first? It doesn't really matter. So do you use any whatever happens? Is that your approach? Not just sticking
Um,
to lyrics.
I have this musician problem overthinking because I
Yes.
know theory
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
I analyze singers since childhood and I develop myself at the same time I'm working not to overthinking. So
Yeah.
now I try to write music what comes out.
Yeah. I'm going to say that's the thing, isn't it? And because I liked what drew me to one of your songs, the one with the cat. Do you know on
Yeah,
your
sniff the
Spotify?
cat.
Because it was that stuck out. It's most people wouldn't write something like that, and you've got to be a little bit different and just write what comes into your head. I know when I write songs, sometimes I always have a pad next to the bed. I'll wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and think, because you never remember them the next day. You've got to
No.
write them down when they're in your head.
In
And then
1 minute you forgot.
yeah, you think, oh, I'll remember that's a really good line. Yeah, I'm off to go from that. You forget it. So you've got to write it at the time.
Yes.
But I think we all have
But
different ways.
anyway, I think the boss is the brain, and so we
Yeah,
have patterns there. We have the universe in there, and we have ears. That's why mouth and everything, our senses, through them we get this information. I think that's very important to listen to the music active,
right.
analyze it. So for analyzing, we need this theory.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe not everyone. I'm talking about, yeah, to
yeah.
understand this music, to pick up something special from here. I want to understand what happened there,
Right, right.
and then practice. Yeah, it's like how do they do this? And then at the end, I have my own vision of it. But then I learned from the biggest artists.
That's good. I think so. I think that just shows we're all sort of different, aren't we? How we work. But have you got any songs coming up then? Any new ones? Do you write them all the time?
I try not to write them all the time because then I get frustrated a little bit when I have a lot of songs not ready. So now I had prepared like 5 songs, and 2 of them, like the next one is Boževilna. It means God is free, but
Bush.
when you translate,
Right.
sorry,
What was that word? I'm just trying to say so. Boževille?
Boževilna.
Boževille. Okay.
Yeah, it means crazy. Like I am
Right.
crazy. But
Okay.
if you see the 2 words separated, God is free. And I found the sense is pretty.
Right. So this works, and you've wrote a song for that, and
Yeah.
that. So do you write more songs that are upbeat, not in terms of just the sound, but the vibe of the song, more of an upbeat rather than sad or miserable songs that I write?
I like slow.
Yeah.
Slower better. So
Yeah.
I like very, very slow person. I get the this feelings. And Boževilna is the perfect me. It's soul jazzy. Yeah, and there is a story, and there is some philosophy, some skepticism, a little bit funny things. I like to play with this.
Right, yeah, that's interesting that with it because I mean I know I'm saying euphoria again, but that's quite an upbeat sound to it as well. You know, quite fast paced to sort of that type of song that you just described there. I know myself, I like the slow songs, and I find it difficult. I wrote a song and it was fast. I'm thinking it's just not me. It didn't feel right singing it, so I'm going to find something to sing that because you know when you sing something, you think this isn't fitting with how I want to sing, and it sounded awful. So you know,
I think
some
everything we like back to my class. Yeah,
yeah,
sometimes we're searching for this sound or for the special feeling. How do you feel this song, this particular song? Because we
yeah,
don't want to sing song and have an Adele in Spotify in our ears, right?
yeah,
To compare. Or so how do I feel this song? What is my voice? And sometimes I'm asking like, can you say this, or can you feel this, or can you do this emotion? And sometimes the people are like, oh no, this is not me. No, I'm not like this. I think we are everything. Like
yeah.
it depends what you wake up. And if you need to wake up something, or to to have a walk with this small personality from your inside, it meant to be. Like if it comes out something from out of me, it's also me. And it's good if it comes out through the song, not where place where it's not supposed to be.
Right. So, do you know when you write a song, do you write it from your own experiences or other people's, or where do you get your sort of ideas for a song?
Everywhere. I write about me, of course.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
a long time, I was scared. I have a song come back to me. It's already 7 years old. And this is one of the best. Everyone liked this song. And this is very personal about love and hate. At the same time, I experienced this. But then also, I wrote about my father, and I couldn't sing this song for a couple years because it's so personal. It's
yeah, yeah.
very like deep topic, and now I feel like I'm ready to share because it's important. It's important just to share. But sometimes I'm at the concert or I'm walking somewhere and I get this idea, this topic, and I'm okay.
Right,
This is what I wanted to talk about. It's
right.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's right. I think songs, when somebody's wrote about that's why I love George Michael's songwriting because they were very much about himself and his experiences. But I know that I mean, I wrote a song. It's probably been one of my worst ones in terms of numbers, sort of playing it on YouTube. But I'm not bothered. I wrote it for me. It was my way of dealing with when my mother passed away, and I wrote it the very night she passed away through the day, and I was up all night writing it and crying my eyes out. And lyrically, I'm not bothered if anybody likes it. It was my way of helping me, you know. And I think music is a power. I don't think people realize how powerful music can be on people. You know, it really can. Yeah, I think, you know, I
Even
think
I go for a run, I put music in my ears and I
yeah,
get straight away energy.
yeah,
What?
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know going back a few years, I went to I was in a choir, male voice choir, and a lot of them that went, they were going really because they had a lot of insecurity issues and low self-esteem and all these things. And you know, singing, I always say to everybody I meet, you should sing. Oh, I can't sing. I said, everybody can sing. It doesn't have to sound brilliant, but you feel so much better if you sing. And everyone should do it, you know. Go and join the choir. I'm always telling people to go and join the choir. And you know, it doesn't matter what age, how bad or good you are, join a choir and you'll feel better. You can't help but feel better when you sing. Unless you sing one of my songs, they're miserable.
This topic, I've been thinking about it all the time. So my opinion is that singing, it has a big karma, because nowadays people think that singing has to be like Celine Dion, right?
Yeah,
Like a superstar, but this is different story.
yeah,
All
totally.
the people like, okay, I'm going to sing. This middle, if you want to sing, of course you have to learn. Like if you go
Yeah.
for ski,
Y-
you know it's
Yeah,
dangerous. Yeah,
yeah,
singing is
yeah,
also
yeah.
kind of dangerous, maybe for other people, like if you cannot control your voice or hit the note, or for yourself, like if you put pressure, right, is
Listen
also
up and
dangerous. It's not
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
So of course you have to go learn the technique, find
yeah,
your voice, and then get a pleasure
yeah,
and sing at home, in a shower, the best place to sing in a
yeah,
choir, or even maybe jam session, or even you
yeah.
can record yourself. You can even put your songs on Spotify if it inspires you and your family.
Yeah, so I always say people always say to me, oh, I'm tone deaf. Well, the percentage of tone deaf people is very small.
Yes.
Nobody, you know, and even tone deaf people can learn to sing. It's just it's something you learn. Like you said about skiing, I always say, you know, driving a car, doing woodwork, doing anything. You don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to build a car or I'm
Yeah.
going to make a table, and you've never done it before. You're not going to do it very good. Same as
And
singing. You
so
can
singing
learn.
is more complicated because it's not in the physical world. It's inside
Yeah,
of me.
yeah,
And
it's
the
true.
way I teach, I try to help people. It's not that I know it works like this. No, everyone
Yeah,
needs different description, different suggestions, and I'm just helping. I'm just trying to see what happened, what I'm doing, and I share this, and I help to create this sound and go through psychological problems and
right.
expectations, or even beliefs, like beliefs doing this, right?
Yeah,
Or habits. It's
so
physically, mentally, this is
yeah.
the combination.
And you find, because I mean, my background, I've also done self hypnosis. I'm very much into meditation and things like this, and I find that a lot of people are so tense with themselves, and when they're singing, you can. And I always say, you know, when somebody isn't confident, and you know, you need to just release yourself because, you know, I've been backstage with people waiting to go on. They're so frightened. I'm thinking, it doesn't matter. Because you go out there and, you know, I always tell them, look at one person and just concentrate on them, because it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. People don't really care to a point. You know, you've got to be relaxed. That's the most important thing with singing. I personally feel anyway, you know, if you're tense and you feel within yourself, you can't, because all these muscles have got to relax. It's tightened up, they're no good, are they? Yeah.
I like this phrase, like relax and sing,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not just not really that we're relaxing. No, we work with muscles, and it's a balance. So we
yeah,
relax, we work with the muscles we need for singing, and they are not relaxed. They're
yeah,
perfectly working together. But what important not to tense muscle that we don't need. For example, shoulders we don't need for singing, yeah, or here we don't need
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And this is, we come back to beliefs, like, but I think so. My method for me and my students, it's for searching for intention till you find what works for you. Like, if I tell you, okay, look at the point and sing, and you can concentrate, good. Or, okay, think, not try to concentrate in the back, or like try to be, even I'm hard with myself sometimes because I'm going on stage, I'm like, maybe I'm good enough, and I'm like, huh, you want to go on tour and you're doing this. I'm like, I'm having a conversation with me, and
Right.
this is helpful. Like, sometimes I need to breathe, but sometimes I'm breathing, I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, stop doing this,
Yeah.
go home, or you just do this and you feel good, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
That's it.
enjoy.
You do
All right.
you a lot you can overthink it, can't you? And you think, I've got to concentrate on this, don't just do what you always do. You've done it because you practice that much anyway, and it should be second nature, and it is second nature. But sometimes when you get people get stood out on that stage, it's like, oh,
No, it's different on stage, in the
yeah,
studio, or lesson. It's very different things, and
yeah,
yeah, you have to figure out, because if you're on stage, you big. Can you work with this? And can you work with this energy you get back? Can you
yeah,
give something? Can you fly?
yeah. I think it's right. And I know I'm working with a girl at the moment, and she's got the most incredible voice. She's absolutely. I'm saying you need to go out and do some gig. She will not sing in front of anybody. I said, well, you're never going to make it. There's a point where you've got to sing in front of people, and she cannot. She cannot. She just cannot do anything.
No, we should
Um,
done it. Nowadays,
no, and I
we
said, if you don't
45.
want to, you should never do something you don't want to do. But if you want to be a superstar or have your music heard all over and recognised, there's got to be a point where you've got to do live performances. Is very important now in music, isn't it? For the big stars,
No,
I think.
I think in Beatles times it was like you have to perform like every day
Yeah.
to get popular, and the people gonna know you. Nowadays you can perform every day, and your Instagram or Spotify is still the
Yeah, I
same.
mean, there's there,
This
isn't there?
is this
Yeah,
is very like different. I think we have to go fit to fit with modern times and understand. And really, I'm not for the thing. Every one person did this, so I should do this. No, I have to
right.
find my way where I'm comfortable with. So some people perform with mask, or never perform, or somebody perform for them, or just release songs. It's okay. Maybe they don't need, and if they need, then they should work.
Yeah.
Then there's a lot of something there inside what comes out, and boom.
Yeah, that's interesting. That yeah, sing your singing school. Do you want to get more people coming to you in London? I take it's based in London. Your school.
Yes, we still have places, and
Yeah.
we have new services, very interesting services, because I
Right.
wanna, yeah. For now we just have this guitar, ukulele, bass, drums, a piano, and singing. Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
I wanted to do all the time like DJ lessons,
All
beatboxing
right.
lessons, and maybe there's a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, something more interesting. We do arrangements, and we plan some workshops about talking about music, about theory, but in modern way, not through
Yeah.
the solfeggio. Yeah.
That was interesting with the DJ because years ago I started as a DJ in all the nightclubs, and I
Yeah.
never really used to sing. I used to sing as I was DJing, and I've for the first time I've started looking at today's DJs, and I looked at the equipment, and I've been sort of practicing with it. I'm thinking, this is so easy now. This is so easy. We used to actually do the mixing ourselves. We'd listen to the beats, and you'd sometimes get them a bit off, but now it's so easy. But I think it's so. I mean, it's great. I love the way it works now. You
Yes.
don't have to carry around all these vinyls. I remember carrying all the vinyls about.
We don't have time for it now.
No, I know, it's amazing. I think it's fantastic. So what I'll say, if you want to do some promotion for music place, then if you want to drop me a line on that, and we can put some thing out and get you some more people to come to you, because it sounds really interesting. I know something. They'll always walk away with a smile when they leave your place, because you've not stopped smiling, and I think that's great. I think it's really important to smile.
I tried to come back. I wanted to say that last half a year was really hard for me, almost depressive. And then I come back to another years. It was also hard because we moved to London and I knew just one person here. He's our friend, a jazz singer and piano player, Anthony Strong. I love him so much. He's incredible person, incredible musician. But still, I put myself together and I built up everything. Yeah, like we built up with Timothy Mill together this school. Yeah, and time for work. Yeah, we work a lot as creative people for business. We struggled a little bit, and before it was Corona time in Germany, it wasn't so easy, I would say. But now, I don't know what happened. I went to Barcelona and I had a really good time there. And I feel I get now the flow. I get the energy, I get the inspiration, and my heart is open. And the people I met, and every day happens some magic. I try to stay in this status for me because, I need to share this with my students. First of all, also with my friends and of course colleagues and family. But I'm trying to keep this positivity, this good vibration in me, this energy, because September is coming and then the people come back. Now it's more chill. But I'm happy.
Right. Oh, that's good. All right. Yeah. You can. You certainly feel chill. You come across, and it sounds like you're in a really good place now and enjoying life, which we should do. We should all be grateful and enjoy every day that we're about, because you never know. But there's good things in life. Unfortunately, sometimes we need the bad things to make us realize how good those good things are. So, and I think this has been one of my good things. I've really, really enjoyed speaking with you, Stella. I think it's been very easy because you're very. I know sometimes that going back many years, I've talked to people when you get an answer of yes and that's it.
No. I'm not that person. I learned a little bit of because I'm a teacher. I learned some energetic stuff, spiritual stuff, NLP, coaching. I know a little bit of this, and I'm trying to make this connection.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's really been really interesting talking to you, and to say I hope it hasn't been too bad for yourself, Stella. And to say I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait. I am going to play, if it's okay, when I'll put on the end, that song. And when you get your new song, I'll have to feature it somehow without getting copyrighted, because I'm getting copyrighted all the time, so it's a bit of a challenge for some things. But I really appreciate your time, Stella, and I want to wish you all the best for the future, and hope your music skill goes from strength to strength, and you become a superstar, because I think you've got everything to be one, because you've certainly got the music and the voice. And you've got the moves as well. You've got the dance, So it'd be great. So I'd like to wish you all the very best for the future, Stella.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate your words. It's been great to talk to you too.
Okay, great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Я відчуваю, як змінюється все навкруги. Я помічаю більше знаків у своєму житті, більше знаків у просторі. У собі знайшла я відповіді. У собі. правда буде.